Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. It's Friday, but you know it's serious because I've got chocolate milk instead of tea. All right, tonight is the night we are live streaming Mario Strikers Battle League for the first time ever. It's gonna be late, but it's Friday, so come hang out at 11 p.m. Eastern / 8 p.m. Pacific. There's a link in the description down below. Check it out. I hope to see you there. It's gonna be a bunch of fun. Now, do we talk about Sonic? Do we talk about Sonic yet? Oh my goodness gracious. Let me fill you in on the news first, and then we'll go hog wild on the freaking hedgehog. All right, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the show. Let me know how you feel in the comments down below. Oh boy. Let's talk about good stuff first. Basically, we have something kind of fun here, which is that Devolver Digital confirmed their E3 / Not E3 Summer Showcase. Devolver has published fantastic games like Enter the Gungeon, My Friend Pedro, Hotline Miami, Death's Door, Inscription, Loop Hero, the list goes on and on. So I'm always pumped to see what they have to reveal, and they'll be showing off their new wares June 9th at 6 p.m. Eastern / 3 p.m. Pacific. That is coming up quick. That is next Thursday. We got Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. We got Devolver Digital and Nintendo. It's your turn. But anyways, this should be good. Their showcases are always the most like fringe and wild. They just do crazy stuff, inappropriate stuff in their directs. They're not like Nintendo Directs. They're definitely not all sorts of calm and considerate and PC, but they do some very crazy stuff for some very crazy games, and usually with good results. They're gonna be showing off more of Cult of the Lamb, which we know is coming to Nintendo Switch, and most of their games end up hitting Switch, so this is definitely one to pay attention to next week as the festivities begin. Let me know if you're excited for Devolver Digital's Fiesta in the comments down below. Speaking of fiestas, Nintendo is sitting out the European Fiesta. Now don't worry, this is not bad news for this month. This is like sort of bad news, I guess, for August. Okay, Nintendo is not going to be at Gamescom this year. They have confirmed that they will be sitting out the 2022 show as it returns back to in-person and kind of gets itself back to a pre-pandemic stage. Now, E3, of course, is not there. E3 is worse than ever because it's not happening, but we know Nintendo will have a June Direct to pair up with all the other announcements, and even though they're not officially at Gamescom, you have to believe that they will have a Direct around the same time. Gamescom takes place at the end of August every year, and Nintendo loves to have a September Direct, so whatever they would have had at Gamescom, they'll have in the Direct, and it sounds like the biggest bummer is that they had a really nice Nindies booth that gave a lot of press and publicity to those games, and now that won't be there. Hopefully some of those titles can still attend or still get the word out there or be part of a Nintendo Direct or something of the sort, but yeah, Nintendo is sitting out Gamescom. I'm sure there'll still be plenty of Switch-related announcements and of course the September Direct, but they are not going to be at this year's show. Before we put them through the deadly gauntlet, Sega did do something cool today, announcing the Mega Drive Mini 2. Now this is a new classic console, kind of like the Super Nintendo Classic or the NES Classic or the Mega Drive Mini 1. They had one of these before. This is the follow-up. It's going to include more Genesis games as well as Sega CD games, and they say it's going to have 50 titles in total, which is quite a big list. You can see some of the games here, including Sonic CD, Shining Force CD, and more. Pretty darn nifty, and the way you put this thing together actually looks kind of cool. I think the mini consoles are just a great trend, and I'm waiting for Nintendo to drop another one. They did good with NES and SNES, and come on, something else? But this is Sega's good announcement, so let's relish it, take it all in. It's not announced for the West yet, but I'm sure it is going to come over here as the Genesis and Sega CD 2 Mini. It's releasing October 27th in Japan, probably sometime after in the United States, but for now, yeah, this is good, Sega. And this is bad, Sega. I had to go chocolate milk today and not tea because they got me so riled up. Okay, this is one of the, it's like they're trying to ruin 2022, okay? They showed off early in the week this really nice snippet of Sonic Frontiers, their big new open world Breath of the Wild inspired Sonic game coming this holiday season to Nintendo Switch, and it looked tantalizing. It looks fantastic. Ooh, Sonic, a gorgeous 3D world, big spaces to play in, awesome stuff in the sky and the floor and all over the place. This could be Sonic returning to the Sonic Adventure days, which some say are the good Sonic days as of late, and doing something new, fresh, cool, evolving, and taking Sonic to a place where maybe the game could be awesome. And then they showed off the environment and nothing happened. There was a gameplay reveal for a long time, and they literally had nothing happen. Sonic was just running and often walking, which is the exact opposite of Sonic. And please let me know in the comments down below if you think this game looks like a mess, or if you still have hope, because today they showed off new stuff. They showed off combat, and I'm convinced they have no freaking clue what they're doing. I am convinced that they are utterly out of their mind. Mario Strikers shows off fantastically well. They got great animations, DK's looking snazzy, Princess Peach, Rosalina doing their stuff, and the game looks really fun. They've got online, they've got all these different arenas and different gear, and you know what's happening. Yesterday at Sony State of Play, they showed off Resident Evil 4, which looks sick. They showed off Final Fantasy 16, which looks pretty cool. They showed off Callisto Protocol, which if you're a Dead Space fan like I am, that's basically Dead Space 4 and showed super well. And then Sega comes strutting their stuff, and they show off this empty world with puzzles where you draw circles around stuff, or run in circles, or run in a wheel. And then they showed combat today, which looks like the most annoying, repetitive, boring. I mean, the enemies themselves are like robotic circles. That's what the enemies are, and even in their freaking prepared gameplay experience, they keep screwing up. They're like, oh, we can't hit the metal enemy. Oh, Sonic can't hit the metal enemy. Oh, can't hit the metal enemy. Guess what we can do? Draw a circle around it. In this game, Sonic's superpower is drawing a freaking circle. It is the most tech demo looking demo I have seen in a very, very long time. And if you told me this was Sega practicing with new tech, I'd say, okay. I'd say, well, it's a really pretty looking world and maybe they could do something cool with Sonic in an open world. It's clearly just testing the waters. Maybe they'll build something beautiful. But this is what they've built. What they've built is repetitive combat where it like zooms out to these Dragon Ball Z Hi-Ya moments that look really annoying, really slow, and then there's like a strange camera reset every time you defeat an enemy. The enemies look boring and super easy. The giant thing just doesn't look all that fun to fight. Sonic is constantly flying super high in the air, removing control. And I just don't think, I don't know what they think. My conspiracy theory is that Sega and Sonic Team were so upset about the delay for Breath of the Wild 2 that they decided they would try and ruin 2022 with their own Breath of the Wild inspired game that was just rank, that was just rotten and gross and awful. I hate to say it, but it almost feels like they tried to make it bad. That's how weird it looks, and that's how empty and strange. Like, I know they didn't, and I know they don't care about Breath of the Wild 2 being delayed. In fact, it's actually good for this game, or it would have been good if they would have made a good game, but they seemingly didn't. I'm just so lost. How the heck is this what you have for Sonic's big anniversary announcement? Remember, this is what they said was the future, the next gen of Sonic, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, Sonic Frontiers. And the frontier is empty. This is clearly the game. It's clearly go around, draw circles around stuff, and fight boring metal robots and draw circles around them too. I don't know what on earth they have put together here, but this is one of the worst reveals I have ever seen. And it took something from being super exciting in its first moment to being disastrous. Do you remember when Halo Infinite was first shown off and people were like, wow, that looks bad? This is far worse. I would be fully expecting this game to get delayed out of the holiday season because I don't think anyone, maybe someone, but I don't think most people are excited for this at all. And in a year where games have really taken steps forward, Elden Ring is just a great big example of a beautiful open world that is fleshed out with fun and challenge. And we know Nintendo, they bring their A game with stuff like Mario Strikers Battle League, Splatoon 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Sega, what are you doing? Sonic, what are you doing? They've had a chance, right? They've got Sonic Origins, which has really cool animations and looks really great as a retread slash reimagining slash rebirth of Sonic games of old. They have the movies, which are very successful. And then they have this, which should be the cream of the crop. This should be the cherry on top of Knuckles' squishy head, but instead, It literally looks like Big the Cat personified. Slow and boring and repetitive. No shade to Big the Cat, but like this just, there are bad games. There are games that don't look good, but rarely are there huge IP that are having huge success, that are expanding rapidly, that completely miss the mark. Maybe there is a small sliver of hope that there's an underneath chance that there are other gameplay mechanics, quests, and other systems that they aren't showing us. But this looks like it will be one of the most barren, boring open worlds ever put on cartridge. It looks really, really rough. It looks rough from a performance standpoint. It looks rough because they had debug language in the game. It looks rough because the combat is boring and repetitive and the enemies seem like placeholders. And it looks like they just still, year after year, game after game, don't get how to make this character really fun again. I don't know. I don't know how. It's only the OG Sonic, like when they do Sonic Mania, that works. Otherwise, it just feels like it's letdown after letdown, setback after setback. And I'm wondering if at this point, maybe it's just time to retire new Sonic. Maybe they should stop ruining the franchise and just stick with the old stuff, because they clearly aren't putting it together. And I know they put a lot of work into this. This reveal has just been rotten. And when you have so little happening in your game, spreading it out as they're doing, like tease, world, combat, it almost feels torturous. It's like, you don't have enough for one good trailer. Why are you spreading this so thin and showing us 20 minutes of walking and then 7 minutes of fighting metal blobs that you can't damage? So instead you have to circle them and then do this really annoying sound effect attack where he's like, yeah. Like, it had so much promise. And the idea of a Breath of the Wild Sonic, like they could have made this so freaking cool. And I just hope they look at the feedback, they take a big delay, and they do try to pack this in with much more mechanically. And maybe that's impossible based on where they are game development wise, but I think if they release this as it is, based on what we've seen, if this is truly what the game is, I think this is going to be one of the most disappointing and critically panned releases of the year. Thank goodness it's Friday, so we at least have a couple days to breathe before they show us the next portion of the game, because, oh my God, I don't know how much more we can take. Sonic Frontiers. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. I'm concerned. Okay, we gotta end on something fun, because Friday is supposed to be a good one. Obviously, there's a lot of good games to play this weekend if you're into it, and summer has definitely set in. Over here in Arizona, it is hecka hot, and I wanna know what the best part about summer is for you. Is it all these cool video game announcements and shows that are ramping up next week? Is it the watermelon and the popsicles? Is it the summer camps? Is it the bugs? Or is it the hot weather? And everybody seems to agree that it's all about the game. 62% picking the wonderful announcements and shows. I cannot wait to cover them all with you next week. Remember, we'll be live streaming it, we'll be having fun with it, and it is going to be a glorious time with hopefully many games that look better than Sonic Frontiers. I do love the 2% of you that picked the bugs though. Shout out to the popsicles at 19, hot weather at 14, and shout out to all of you for being fantastic. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, take some time for yourself, get ready for fun next week. It's gonna be crazy, and I think Nintendo is about to unload their announcement too, so we gotta get ready for that. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, everybody. See you at the stream tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there, and until next time, SwitchForce out.